To follow up with my comments from yesterday, where I had this rant about the election and the feelings about the election, I've had a chance to mellow out a little bit and to sort of reflect. And one thing I came to realize is that, and I go back to a video that I put up about the Serenity Prayer, and I look at that every day. And basically that tells you that, you know, God grant me the, and I'm ad-libbing, the ability to recognize the things that I can and can't change, and the courage to know the difference. There's certain things we just can't change. I know we have this spirit, fight, 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 and that works in many different situations. Unfortunately, in this situation, this needs to play out. And the reason why it does is this, and this might be a necessary evil, and the reason why is because, let's say Donald Trump lost this election. What do you think his supporters would have done over the next 4 years going into the next election? Do the same thing they did the last 4 years. It would be a never-ending story. This way, they get an opportunity to see him without the interference of COVID, knock on wood, or any other major catastrophe. He made a lot of promises to these people. We all know they're false. We all know that he did it because he wanted to, sort of wrangle a certain constituency. But they don't know this. They think that this man is going to do something for them. Let them figure out that his claims and that his promises are all lies. And maybe at the end of this 4-year term, if we're still the United States of America, and we're still a superpower around the world, then maybe people will realize, come together, and start to be in a situation where they can reach across the aisle and figure things out as a nation, as one nation, and not as a divided nation. Right now, we're extremely divided. We have been since Donald Trump came on the scene. It's the Sneetches with the stars in their bellies, the ones without. So this is the necessary evil. This is the way I'm looking at it. I can't do nothing about it, and most people can't do anything about it. We can watch and see, and when he makes his moves, or doesn't make the moves that he's supposed to make, people will hopefully see him for what he is. And I think that's the only way that things are going to actually turn around in this country. Now, the thing about Americans in general is that some of us expect too much from our government. Our government is designed to do just that, the federal government, to govern. It's not a handout. If people want things, they have to do whatever it takes to achieve it. I own 3 businesses. I own a transportation service, my wife has a daycare, and the food truck that we're on, I'm still operating that as well. So, and I know there's a lot of people out there that are hardworking, but nothing comes from people giving you anything. It's more valuable when you earn it yourself. Now, I know some people are strapped with certain constraints which inhibit their ability to be where they want to be, but eventually, if you work at it, put one foot in front of the other, it'll eventually work out. Maybe not right away, but eventually, if you just keep on moving, it'll work out for you. The people who, well, actually, on both sides, the Democrats and the Republicans, they're expecting something from their government. They're expecting to get something from their government. I, for one, no matter who was in office, I never benefited from either one, either Democrats or the Republicans. What I have, I've earned through the sweat of my brow, blood, sweat, and tears. And that's what people need to realize. Don't depend on any entity. I mean, my mom had a saying, this is no free lunch. I'm sure you've heard about it too. Or this is no give me New York, is what she used to say. And so if you want something, go for it. If you're just anything in life, if your health is out of whack, do what you can to bring it back in line. If you're overweight, lose the weight. If you're, if you don't have enough money, find ways to be inventive and maybe entrepreneurial and make it work for you. But the answer isn't in Donald Trump, and it wasn't even in Kamala Harris, the way they wanted to do things. But I think over this next 4 years, hopefully, the people who voted for that horrible, horrible man will come to realize that he's not the be-all, end-all, and that maybe they may regret their decision and hopefully be in a position where they'll be conciliatory and look across the aisle and engage with people they normally wouldn't engage with in order to come to an amicable solution as to how we can push this country forward. Just a thought.